Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing High School Musical, the series, again. So I did review this right after the finale came out, and then I was in a very bad mood, not related to the show at all, while I was reviewing it, and I just spent like 2 hours trying to edit it into a way that like actually reflects how I feel about the show, and I just could not do it. So I am just refilming it. So that's happening. Yeah, I left a lot of stuff out. A lot of stuff I was like, that was a bit of a rant. And then again, a lot of it just did not reflect like accurately how much I love this show. So I'm redoing this. Also, the setup, I'm like literally on my knees right now on my bed, and my it's like propped up on a cereal bar box. It's a mess. This is like a temporary, just moved into college kind of setup, and please excuse it, but we will go back to like a normal looking area soon. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about this show. Hopefully I kind of touch on the important things from my last review. I'll try not to leave anything out. I would like to say first that I did not expect to like this show at all. I know a lot of people are probably in the same shoes as me. I grew up, like my Disney Prime was when the High School Musicals were coming out. I'm the same age as actually a lot of the cast members. The first one came out when I was 6, and then I was just downright obsessed with it. I wanted to marry and be Vanessa Hudgens at the same time, and I just was literally downright in love with those movies. And so, understandably, and a lot of my friends were as well, we were very like upset that they were doing something with the High School Musical movies, that they were continuing it or really doing anything with it at all, because ever since the last one came out, there's always been talk about there being a 4th movie or a series or anything like that. And we were always, I mean, I can speak for myself and my friends, I'm not sure if everyone felt this way, but the idea of them continuing the story was really stressful because they wrapped it up so nicely, and you never want to see something that was so like such a big part of your childhood be tampered with or ruined or anything like that, which is completely valid, and it happens to a lot of properties. And so I was understandably very nervous when I heard about this show, and I was not really looking forward to it. Flash forward to the fact that they started to cast some people that I knew from other things, and I was like, those are actually like really talented people. That's cool. The creator of the show, Tim Federale, I think you pronounce his name like that. He, I think, is really good, the perfect person to do the show, and just step by step more things started happening in terms of the development where I was like, that's really cool. And then I learned about the premise of the show, which is super interesting. The whole idea that these kids go to the high school where High School Musical was filmed, and it's all very meta. Like it exists in our world, not in the world of High School Musical, and it's by no means a sequel or a remake or anything like that. It's literally completely its own thing. It's just like these kids happen to be putting on High School Musical, and they go to the school where it was filmed. And that's such an interesting premise and an interesting jumping off point. Stuff like that, and then the trailer all kind of led up to me being like, wow, I like really want to watch this. And it was crazy because I kept saying on social media and in my videos and everything, because I was abroad, didn't have access to Disney Plus until I got home on December 20th. I always thought The Mandalorian was going to be the first thing I watched when I got home because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but it wasn't. Like literally, the next morning when I started unpacking, the first thing I did was watch High School Musical, the series, which is a title that I just originally was like, what the heck? And now I love how long the title is. I think it really captures the show. But it was the first thing I watched, and I could not stop. From the fact that it's mockumentary style, which is kind of like what they did with The Office and Parks and Rec, for those of you who like don't know what that is. It's like a documentary is kind of like being filmed, and that's how it's set up. And again, all these little things that got me really excited for it, and that I ended up just loving about it. So yeah, I will let you know in this review when there will begin to be spoilers, but for the first few minutes there will be no spoilers, and again, I'll warn you when we switch over. But I do overall just like highly recommend that you guys watch this show, whether you're a High School Musical fan or not. It's not necessarily a kids show like it may sound like or seem like, because it's High School Musical kind of tied in with that, which is obviously Disney Channel original movies, and then the last one had a theatrical release, but it's a Disney Channel property regardless. And I know that that sounds kind of like something that's not appealing to most people. And, you know, at the age of 20, I wasn't even sure if it would be appealing to me, but the show is so mature and it's so funny and witty and just clever, and the talent is outstanding. It is off the charts. These this cast is so talented that it almost makes me uncomfortable and like insecure. I'm like, why can't I be that talented? They're all like just such good singers, and a lot of them can play instruments, and some of them are incredible dancers. Like Sophia Wylie is incredible, who plays Gina. Larry Saperstein, who plays Big Red, is an incredible tapper. Like, these are very talented people, and somehow getting the most talented people and the most like well-versed people for the characters they were playing, somehow, and this is crazy to me, they ended up having the best chemistry ever. And it's strange because it's like they all fit their characters so perfectly. And sometimes you can either get that or you can get chemistry, but it's not the case. You get the most talented people that fit their roles the best, that also have the most chemistry, the best chemistry that I've seen of any property. Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, Oscar movies, Hallmark movies, anything. This is some of the best cast chemistry I've seen in my life. And it all works. It's really crazy. I will never not be shocked by how well done and just how well achieved this show was, because genuinely I feel like a lot of people had the same thoughts going in. I don't know if anyone really knew or just knew how good it would be. I think we were all a little bit nervous. Like, this was one of the first Disney Plus properties. We didn't know what to expect there. They were obviously doing something with something that, like, High School Musical was bizarrely successful. Doing anything with that is already a risk in and of itself. So I don't know, it's just crazy how well it works. And again, the style of the show is it's just entertaining. It's just downright entertaining. So yeah, that's why I'm talking about like a show like this on my channel, which is, it's not normally something I would talk about, but I want it to be. Like, I would love to make more videos about this show because it has so much to talk about, and it's so jam-packed. There's so many characters that all get a good amount of screen time, and I know in season 2 there's going to be more of a balance, more of a shift to who gets more screen time, as I've been reading in some articles, which is great, and we'll talk about that. I would like to talk about specific characters first, and just moving forward, there probably will be spoilers. So if you guys have not seen the entirety of the first season of High School Musical, the series, come back. Put a pin in it, come back. And yeah, okay, so Ricky and Nene, like Joshua Bassett and Olivia Rodrigo, are frighteningly talented. It is ridiculous. I mean, when I have like rewatched the season, and the first time I watched, I was like, whoa, they're very talented. And then the second time I watched it, with the knowledge that they wrote some of the songs, I was just like, they are so talented. And it's just crazy. I thought their storyline was really heartwarming and nice and relatable and good. And I do think that those two characters should take a step back in the second season and give other characters a chance to shine. And I think that would be very good for them, because it would avoid having more drama in their relationship, which is like not what the show needs, because we just had a whole season about them like trying to get back together. So I think it would be good for them to have like a healthy relationship that's completely untouched. Obviously there's some stuff like that cliffhanger with Nene going to the school that they need to address, but I don't think she'll go to the school. So yeah, I loved them. I think they're great, and I want them to be heavily utilized throughout the rest of the series. But I think next season it would be good to give more time to other characters. This season though, they did literally a fantastic job, and I'm so excited that they're like the future of Hollywood, because they are really talented. Same with the rest of the cast too. Sophia Wylie, who I knew from Andy Mack, which I've made a video about if you guys want to like watch that. She's incredibly talented. Like, wow. I knew she could dance. I didn't know she could sing like that. And I love that she played a character that is so different from her personality and just so different from the other character that I've seen her play. It was so much fun, and she's so talented, and I loved her, and I would love to explore her character more going forward. EJ, still struggling to like that character. I know he's going through an arc, and I think it will continue throughout season 2, and he did have a great, strong last episode, but he's a ways to go. He needs to redeem himself a bit more. But I think the character has potential. He is a senior. I don't know if next season's going to be like his last season. If it is, then he definitely needs to redeem himself. Yeah, so that's that on EJ. Ashlyn, love Ashlyn. Oh my god, Julia Lester has the most incredible voice. Wondering is one of the best songs in the show. I think it's one of the best Disney channels. It's not even Disney Channel. One of the best Disney songs that I've heard. It's like fabulous. She definitely, her and her relationship with the amazing and the funniest character on the show, Big Red, I need more time given to them. They are amazing. Amazing together, amazing apart. They're so funny. They're so good. I love them. Love them. Like, that cult line, did I just join a cult? That is so... that is such a funny moment when they're all in the background going like that. It's great. Courtney, oh my god, she has an incredible voice, and I know they're going to utilize her in the next season, which is so exciting because they kind of teased the fact that they would do that in the show with Miss Jen's line about not being done with her. She's ridiculously talented, and that Bop to the Top rendition was amazing, and I really want to see more from her. I loved her. Okay, who else? Miss Jen. I'm not forgetting about Carlos. I'm going to talk about Carlos. Miss Jen, freaking love her. She's so funny. She's so endearing. Such a, really struggles as teachers first, but I think she's a great teacher where it matters, about being there for students and being, a positive influence on their lives. Even if, as they say, her past is a little bit sketchy, she is a great character. And Mr. Mazzara as well. I think they have a really cool, back and forth between them. And Mr. Mazzara, when he said that line to Carlos about finding friends under the age of 35, I was like, oh, I will not get over that. That was so brutal. That was so mean. It, physically hurt. I was like, oh my god, why did that feel just like such a personal attack? So I love Mr. Mazzara, and I honestly would love to see him more, interact more with Carlos, because I think their interactions are really interesting as well. And they did interact a lot this season. But I love him. I feel like he still will warm up to the theater community, which I think he has by the end of the season, but I want him to warm up even more because I would like to see him more interacting with the cast, in the show a bit more. But I also never want him to lose that sass and that kind of zinger personality, because I think that's what makes him really interesting. All right, Carlos. Favorite character by far. I love Carlos. I want him to have more screen time. Frankie Rodriguez is a star. I love him. He's so funny. He simultaneously is nothing like me and reminds me so much of myself that it's crazy. His little lines, like the Broadway line, the tornadoes come and go, dances forever, Some of the things he says are so funny. He brings so much life and character to the show, but at the same time, it is so glossed over. This kid is so lonely, more so in the first half of the season, and I really wish they would talk about that. He is so alone. Mr. Mazzara's line about not having friends under the age of 35, I just think he's had a very interesting backstory that I would love to explore. And his line about being seen as a punchline by all of his other his past teachers or all of his other teachers, I'm that's brutal, and I don't necessarily want them to go into the stereotypical storylines for LGBT characters, because I think it is really nice that the creator of the show is avoiding that and giving people a different type of story, which is so important, because A, not every LGBT person has a sob story, and B, if you only portray sob stories, that makes people in that community feel like that's all there is for them. So it's very good to like move past that and give them other types of storylines, but I think it's interesting to like learn more about his past because he is such an interesting character and I want to know more about him, you know, and he's an incredible choreographer. Some of it was like a little weird. I think the Forest of Boys idea was not that bad. It referenced the film heavily, like the whole song, Vanessa Hudgens is walking around with images of Troy everywhere. So it wasn't an awful idea. I mean, it was kind of cheesy, but it wasn't awful. I think he's such an interesting character and I want to go into him more, but I love Carlos so much. And speaking of Carlos, Seb, one of the most talented people in the cast, definitely deserves the promotion he got to a series regular for season 2. I can't wait for them to go more into the Seblos relationship. That's a very important storyline to me and to many other people. I wish that there was more establishment, you know, like for their relationship in season 1. I wish there had been build up to episode 5, which like totally made me cry. It was beautiful. I wish there had been more build up to that, just something like some interaction between the characters before that. But the scenes they had together in that episode were like so cute. It was so cute. And then all their other interactions, like you could have told me, and then the hand on the thigh, and like, and then the cheek kiss at the end. This is stuff that we have been fighting for tooth and nail for so long. It is a huge stride for Disney to do this show. Like, it is a huge stride. It is so important to me that they did this. And it's one of the reasons why I started watching the show, because I heard that there was going to be an LGBT character. And I was like, well, gotta make sure it's done right, you know? And like, these storylines are like super important to me, especially because I didn't get them as a kid. And if I had, there would have been a lot less confusion about things. But the important thing is we're getting them now. But since we're getting them, if we could get more scenes, because they were the only like real established relationship going into the finale, and we didn't really know anything about their relationship between Homecoming and the finale. So I wish we could have gotten more there, and I wish that the scenes that they were promoting on the Twitter and Instagram accounts actually were in the show, like the hand-holding scene and the flowers, which is really upsetting. But I do think that part of the reason that those weren't in the show were because they did get renewed and they knew that they were going to give more airtime to that couple in the second season. I know that the creators teased more airtime for them in the second season and like more like actual plot lines, which is beautiful. I cannot wait for that. I definitely wish we got just more in the first season, but I understand that the first season was more about Ricky and Nene and just like other storylines, which I completely get. I just wish we could have gotten like something, because now they're established as a relationship, and I wish I don't know, I just want to know more about the characters because I love them so much. But yeah, so loved them, and I'm so happy that Joe Serafini, I think is how you say his last name. I think that's his last name. Joe, super talented. Very happy he's a series regular, and I just love Carlos and Seb. They have the best chemistry. They're such a healthy relationship. It is great. I love it so much. And stick to the status quo. We'll talk about the musical numbers now. All of the songs that Olivia and Joshua wrote, which were All I Want and Just for a Moment, complete bops. Amazing. They're so amazing. I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat forever. The acoustic version of Born to be Brave, where they all sing it, love it. Let Frankie sing. 2K20. Let Frankie Rodriguez have a song. I really like his voice. Born to be Brave. Loved that scene, loved that song. I Think I Kinda is so cute. Wondering, as I said, just, beautiful, 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 beautiful song. And beautiful voices. I also love the version where all the female cast members sing that song. And Truth, Justice, and Songs in Our Key, so underrated. That is such an underrated song. I love that song and I love that scene. And Role of a Lifetime with Lucas freaking Grabeel. I can't. Ryan Evans, back in the fedora. I can't. My childhood, guys, like my childhood. My High School Musical blankets, my name in my DS being Vanessa because I just wanted to be her. Literally, I can't. It was just, I loved the cameos. I loved just it. I loved the show. I loved being in the school. I loved all of it. I loved the music, the dancing. The background dancers deserve all the credit. Some of them were on So You Think You Can Dance. I wish we knew more about the character Ryan. On the auditions cast list, it said that his name is Chuck, but we later learned that his name is Rico, which is the actor's name, which is interesting. The rest of them just have the same name as the actors. I love them all, and I would love to learn more about them. So they're cool. I hope they all come back for the second season. And yeah, just a lot of charm all around, the whole cast. So just, I really cannot express how surprisingly good this show is. And it's so funny and just so entertaining. And I do not want to wait 10 months for another season. And I cannot wait to see what they're doing for the spring musical, because it's not going to be High School Musical 2, because they want to do more than 3 seasons. So I'm very excited to see that. And I'm excited to know if they are they going to change the title of the show? Like, is it the musical, the series, always going to stay within the title, but they're just going to change, like, Into the Woods, the musical, the series, or Hairspray, the musical, the series? I feel like it would be a Disney-owned musical, whatever they do. But whatever it is, I hope that we get to see other characters shine, and that it's just amazing. I don't know. I'm very excited, and I hope to make more videos about this show. I really enjoy it. I love the episodes. I think my favorite episodes, I do love 5 and 6. 3, 5, 6, 7? Or 3, 5, 6, and 8? Or 3, 5, 6, and 10? I don't know. But I love it so much. Like, truly so much. And I cannot wait to have them start filming and get content. I love the cast. I love it all. And I love that they're my age, because it's so cool. Not all of them are my age. Some of them are younger. Some of them are like a year older. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. And I'm cheering all these people on with their careers, not just the show. It's super entertaining. The fans of the show are really dedicated. There's like insane tension between Rini and Rena shippers, which is like, I got like severely attacked in my first hour in the fandom. I made a Tumblr post and tagged the wrong ship because they have literally the exact same ship name, and I got attacked. So like that ship war needs to like chill out. But overall, the fans are like super sweet and super dedicated, and the success of this show could not have happened to a nicer and more deserving group of people. Like, these cast members are truly adorable. The music videos they filmed on set were so cute, and I love them, and I'm rooting for them, and I love this show. So those are my thoughts on High School Musical, the series. This review was longer than I intended it to be, but there's a lot I had to say. So I hope you guys all watch it, and if you do, I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments down below all of your thoughts. What's your favorite ship? Who are your favorite characters? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite episode? What musical do you want them to do? Do you think they're going to change the title? How do you feel about Seblos? How do you feel about Rini or Rena or EJ? Do you think he redeemed himself, or do you want to see him redeem himself more? Give me all of that information, because I really want to talk about this show. I cannot stop thinking about it. I did not mean to get this roped into it. So yeah. And until the next video I get to make about it, subscribe if you want to see more of my content, like trailer reactions. Maybe I'll even react to the episodes for the next season because they're short enough. We'll see. But again, very excited to talk about it. All right. Have a good day, everyone.